This is how you can become a good negotiator. In some ways, we are specially prepared for the art of becoming a good negotiator. Most children are already tough negotiators. They know their cards. They know that they have the opportunity to satisfy other people's needs, for example, by behaving nicely, and they do not hesitate to play their cards to get what they want. Becoming a good trader requires a number of skills and being able to manage them properly. Between them, confidence, self-assurance, flexibility and good disposition are especially useful. But there are many more. And the good news is that you can train yourself for them. To become a good trader, learning and experience are required. In the dealer's toolbox, there are two things in particular that are very important: courage and integrity. Thanks to them, we can defend our convictions about our interests and values, and at the same time we can be eloquent and clever. Therefore, if you want to negotiate something, it is useful for you to know that there are certain strategies that can help you, especially if you choose the right time to use them. As we have said, even children have a knack for it. It might be where we asked our parents to read for 5 more minutes or pat us on the back a little more before bed. Our parents are our first rivals, where without knowing it we already begin our negotiations. We develop these abilities thanks to experience, persistence, practice and learning. How does our brain behave during the process? When we are faced with a negotiation, it is normal that we initially activate our cerebral cortex and experience a certain form of nervousness. Then our armored core makes us feel fear if we don't think we will be able to handle the situation. To cope with all the panic, it is best to anticipate the events, to plan and prepare in advance. We should ideally have a clear idea of what it is we want to achieve, how to approach it and collect as much information as possible. It's also smart to know some tricks, like how to start a negotiation using the get them on the hook effort. The next thing our brain is focused on is our mirror neurons. They help us understand the person we are facing. They create a good atmosphere of understanding and trust. We look for every signal in the person we are talking to so that we can better predict how they think or will react. We adapt to their mood and adjust accordingly. In this area, it is good to have good communication skills. The importance of what is not said. At some point in the negotiation we reach a point of no return. Before we throw in the towel, it's a good idea to use all the tools at our disposal, verbal and non-verbal. Mimics are as important as words. For example, if we find that they snort at our offer, frequently change positions, do not maintain eye contact or stick too much to their guns, then it is better to change the way we proceed. There are two crucial moments that we must pay extra attention to: the greeting and the farewell. The best handshake is a vertical up and down motion without turning the palm or excessive movements. To close the deal, you can place your left arm gently on the other person's arm, because it conveys intimacy. The brain is not satisfied with the draw, it wants to win. After completing the process, both parties will get something out of it. But it may be that your brain is still not satisfied. In these cases our brain does not think about win-win situations, but it sees only two options: win or disappear. A success is not measured by the profit, but by our sense of satisfaction. There are other types of negotiation where we seek mutual understanding. From that angle, the two parties will know that one of them cannot be satisfied. it won't be long before they break off negotiations. So if we are one party and skilled negotiators, we will not only try to take care of or protect our interests, but also try to make sure that the other party can see the outcome as something positive. On the other hand, if we evaluate the outcome of the negotiations as positive, then we start our reward system. When it is activated, the body releases a lot of neurotransmitters that make sure we are satisfied, a bit like dopamine and oxytocin. If, on the other hand, we consider ourselves unsuccessful, neurotransmitters will be released that, like adrenaline, associate it with a threat. This is why we feel angry, disappointed, or depressed. The role of emotions. Many specialists point out that in order to become a good negotiator, it is necessary to be able to hide your emotions and go after the goal. This is the basis of a kind of game theory. It guides us to a cold and sterile process where everyone involved is completely rational. But this is difficult to achieve if we look at what a human being is and what emotions they possess. Emotions will almost always influence a negotiation. It's a good idea to know how to control them so they don't play tricks on us. If we can control our emotions and have the ability to be self-critical, we have a good starting point to become good negotiators. Thanks to them, we will be able to understand a defeat, analyze its causes, learn from it, and better be able to carry out the next negotiation. Simple strategies to become a good trader. Here is an overview of the skills that are good to have as a trader, so that they can develop it into a kind of art. Active listening. You must not just listen, but to give the other person full and complete attention. Assertion. Make your views clear and make sure at the same time to respect the other person's right and opinion. Confidence. Give and expect something in return. It's a negotiation, not a charity fundraiser. Optimism. Your willingness to negotiate, listen to suggestions, and accept the suggestions that come will get you results. Empathy. Patience and finesse help you control your thoughts if you are feeling cheated. To become a good negotiator, the key is to know how to use your brain and follow the advice of brain scientists. There are all sorts of different types of personalities. But the way to success is knowing how to find the right dose of feeling and reason.